Hey everyone, Anthony Fantano here, internet's busiest music nerd, and let's talk about something very bad, the Young Thug YSL RICO case, which has been ongoing for months now. There have been numerous developments, many of which don't look good for Jeffrey. One of the more recent developments here also not being very good for him, but also not good for music and artists more broadly. This has been a pretty widely discussed topic in the hip-hop community, the idea of admitting lyrics into a court case as evidence, which the judge has ruled in this case that, yeah, they're going to do that with some select bars. I've given my thoughts on this before. I will do it again in a second, but first, we actually have photos of the lyrics that are being brought into the case and shown to people. Let's take a look at them and see exactly what they're trying to get at by, incorporating these bars. Evidence of the existence of the YSL enterprise. I just beat a murder rap, paid my lawyer $30 for that. Me and my slime's above the law. Honestly, truth be told, YSL won't fold. Pick his ass off from the balcony. YSL wipe dude's nose. I don't know, merely referring to it as something that exists isn't exactly the same as, proving, to a jury or to a judge that it's a criminal enterprise necessarily. I mean, if you were to prove such a thing, I would have to imagine you must bring something stronger than what we're seeing here in these first few bars. My dudes really be slime and we committing them crimes. Hop out and shoot, you want to be slime, go catch you a body.
Oh my god, this is so aggravatingly stupid.
I don't think these lyrics and these types of lyrics that, have these very quick and bold admittances of illegal behavior, but there's no details here. There's no depth. There's no substance. These are bars that artists are writing in the studio in order to brag and flex and seem cool to other people listening to this music. This is not a signed deposition. But with that being said, really there is no need to be rapping in a song, crime, 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 and hey, we are really committing these crimes.
Just in case you were doubting us, these crimes are actually being committed.
What's funny, tragic, and also kind of ironic about this is that we are currently in a state of hip-hop where attention being paid to lyrics, generally speaking, is at an all-time low. So people aren't even listening to you saying this shit. They're just putting on a lot of these tracks for the vibe. So it's not like putting this into your songs is necessarily making it better or more enjoyable to the audience. All you're doing is leaving open an opportunity with a rogue court system to pretty much incriminate you just off of some shit you say on a track. That's bad. You don't want to do that. But hey, that slime shit, YSL shit, killing 12 shit, fuck jail shit, money longer than the world's longest ruler. Gave the lawyer close to $2 million. He handled all the killings. We don't speak about shit on wax. But wait, that's what's happening right now. I never killed anybody, which
He says that he never killed anybody.
but I got something to do with that body. Oh, okay, look, obviously these are not things you want read aloud during a court case, especially in front of people who have no context for this genre of music, who have no context for hip hop generally, and, will read these bars as uncharitably as possible. And again, are not going to get the fact that once more, these are tracks being recorded by dudes who may or may not be involved in what they're rapping about in their music. I'm not denying that there is a possibility, maybe even in a lot of cases a probability. But regardless, the purpose of the bars, many of which are exaggerated a lot of the time. I mean, exaggeration is a pretty key part of the hip-hop recipe on a lot of records, on a lot of popular tracks. The reason for this exaggeration is to, again, impress people, seem cool, seem dangerous, seem threatening, whatever. So of course you're going to have artists saying things and admitting to things that are either made of whole cloth or are far worse than what the reality is that they're pulling from. Now look, my argument and my point of view here is not that Young Thug and YSL and that anybody who would ever rap about anything in the way that we are seeing here in these bars, they'd never hurt a fly, they never did anything bad, so on and so forth. That is not my argument. My issue specifically here has to do with admitting these bars here as evidence of something. Introducing this as something that you could, again, show to a judge or a jury and say, look, proof here that he's guilty, take it into account. If whatever case you're building to incriminate someone hinges on lyrics to a rap song, I think you're building a weak case. And a lot of the things that are being mentioned in these bars, I mean, I don't know, if maybe instead they had recordings of Young Thug saying this stuff in more detail or backing it up, let's say over a phone call, then maybe that would make more sense. But no, that is not what we're getting. Right here, that is not what we have. What we have here are lyrics that are chopped out of a variety of songs and verses that attest to things much of the time in a kind of non-specific way. Like, okay, you did this crime, you did that crime, you did this other crime. When? Where? With who? What was your level of involvement as opposed to anybody else's? This is information that would normally be used as evidence in such a trial. And if the DA has that evidence in possession, then why try to admit these lyrics into the court proceedings? Whatever proof you have of whatever crimes being committed should be enough. And on top of it, again, we know historically a lot of rappers exaggerate shit in their rhymes or rap about doing shit they never even did. And how legally are we supposed to separate between the two when we are wading in such gray and murky waters by admitting these lyrics into this court case? This is the kind of shit that just about any group of dudes would say in a rap song when spitting about their crew. Because they're all going to say a bunch of shit to make it seem like their group is the biggest and the baddest and the hardest and so on and so forth. And look, if that is actually the case and that group of people is doing tons of crime, there are loads of ways you could prove that. Many different types of evidence that could be gathered that I'm not going to list because I'm not a freaking lawyer. But what I do know is incorporating these bars over here is cheap. It's dumb. This is unfortunate. This is ridiculous. And I would hate to see a slippery slope come out of this. Over here next to my head is another video you can check out. Hit that up or the link to subscribe to the channel. Anthony Fantano, Young Thug, lyrics forever.